Hi, this is Faye,
This is Erskine.
and this is the fourth part of our series, Secrets to a Lasting Relationship. And this one is about our engagement. We put together a few pieces of advice, just in case it might be of help to you from our own experience. So if you can just bear with us for a minute, we'll just give you just a short piece, a few short pieces. Right. Okay. Number one, make sure you have something worthwhile to offer the other person, not just money. Money is not important, and that you have love, and that you have some things in common. It helps to get on with your partner's family as well. Erskine wasn't able to meet my mother and grandmother at first, as they lived in England, but he knew they had given us their encouragement. He met them first when they came out for our wedding. Eventually, he came to England with me and met them again, as well as many times after that. And my mother continued to visit us here in the Bahamas, and you liked them, didn't you?
Correct, yes. Yeah. They were very, very nice.
Yes. And then 3, be absolutely sure this is a relationship you want to continue with. You should go into marriage or a serious relationship determined that it will be for always.
Forever.
Forever, yes.
Forever.
Same thing, always. Forever. And 4, if you can, take a short absence from each other before you marry or commit to each other, as you will see then if absence makes your heart grow fonder. And that did with us. 5, take time to know each other. Put in those extra hours together. 6, don't be put off if you come from different backgrounds. Love will find a way. I was from Scotland with an Australian father and Scottish mother, but I spent many years in England before I went abroad. And you were born?
I was brought up in Long Island, in the bush, Long Island bush.
Down in the southern Bahamas.
Down southern Bahamas.
From a long line of Bahamians.
That's right.
Okay. And one thing that Erskine gave me a good piece of advice when we decided to get married, and I've always kept that close to myself as the years went by. He told me that if we pulled together and not apart, we would make it. This is advice we always give young couples deciding to start out together if they ask for our advice.
That's correct.
And then, this should be a happy time. Don't spoil it with spending more money than you should and asking too many people to the wedding. Erskine is one of 11 children and has many relatives. I'm an only child. He had suggested we just fly to Miami to get married with only my mother, granny, and his parents in attendance. But I wanted a traditional wedding, which cost us quite a bit.
Big wedding.
Yeah, it's quite a bit. How many people were there, do you think?
A few hundred.
Yeah, a few hundred. And we had the reception catered in the Queen Elizabeth Sports Centre rather than hotel, so that cut down a bit. And very important, number 8, be prepared to accept the country or island where you'll be residing. Get to know it before that final commitment. That's why when we got engaged, Erskine decided to take me to see Long Island, where he was born and brought up.
Right.
So...
And we went crabbing, fishing.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about how we got there first. Right, okay, so...
Bahamas here.
Yeah, we went to Bahamas there. What was
DC3.
Okay.
Which those days stopped the next month. You couldn't even get out, though. You sat there looking up.
Yeah, it was tilted back.
Tilted back,
yeah.
And the
air conditioning was off when at Georgetown at Consumer, and so it was very uncomfortable. Anyway,
so it wasn't that long, though.
No, just a short time. And then we went on to Long Island, to Dedman's Key Airport, which is just a small building, and it still is a small building, although they have plans for a new airport. And when the plane landed and we were getting out, all these little children came running up on the tarmac, all excited to see new people. And our friends George and Ross picked us up from the airport and dropped us back to your parents' house. And of course, it's my first time of seeing this beautiful little homestead and driving down the driveway with banana
hibiscus and banana pit, hibiscus on each side of the road.
Lovely, and so well kept. They kept it so well. And the kitchen, thatch roof, with bright red hot peppers in a basket, drying in the sun. And inside the kitchen, there were rafters.
Beams.
What did they use to keep up there?
Beams to hang baskets with food and put bread above it.
Okay. And
so
then,
cats couldn't get at it.
okay. And then they had an open hearth. That's what his mother cooked on.
Yeah, fire hearth.
And it had an oven that sat
Wood
on top
fire.
of it. Wood fire. And you all used to go and pick up wood
Wood,
when you were
yeah.
children growing up. Yeah. So that was that. And then the main house was just a little house, and that's where they slept. And there was a little tiny living room where they could sit and listen to the radio, although you had no radio when you were growing up, nothing.
They had a radio then.
Yeah, yeah. And then there was another little building. You could tell me about that.
I gave them money to build that building and to sell pharmaceutical items in it, to raise money to help them out.
Yeah, a little extra income.
Extra income for them.
That's when you were working for the Cole Thompsons.
Cole Thompsons,
yeah,
right. That, late 50s and early 60s.
Yes, yeah.
And that kept them going good.
Yeah, yeah.
And we had toilets, outside toilets.
It's an outside toilet. No electricity.
No.
No running water.
No running water.
No toilet.
No lights, only
Yes.
lanterns and lamps.
Yeah, kerosene.
Which we used to go crabbing. We used to use torch, wood. So wood, Prince wood. They call torch.
Mm-hmm. And then the toilet outside actually had 2 toilet seats in it.
Yeah,
I guess you kids used to go in it.
Yeah.
And then we used to sluice off at a nearby well. That was fun. We go out there and sluice off.
Soap and then
showers. Okay, and then what else did we do? His parents were lovely. I mean, I got to call them Mama and Daddy from then on, because that's what all the children called them. And we went and visited old Mr. Alfred Burrows. At his advanced age, he was still weeding the government roads on the side of the roads. People came around to see us, which was really nice. And
if we had a party, he would beat the tambourine and had accordion
your father played the accordion. You played the accordion.
I played the guitar.
And then your mother used to scrape the saw.
Right.
Yeah.
Then our next door neighbour used to scrape the saw too.
Okay. And so we went out in a little boat. It was a sailing boat. It belonged to your brother-in-law.
Yeah, but we took the mast down and the sail and just more like a skip.
So Erskine and I went out in that, and you poled it.
Poled it, yeah, up and down the shore.
Oh, it's lovely. And then a rain shower came, and it came right over us, and it was beautiful, like a curtain, like a colourful curtain. And the water was so beautiful and blue and clear, and it just drenched us. And then it went on, and then the sun came out, and we dried off in the sun. It was so nice. And then another day, we went out in the same boat, and we went fishing, and I actually caught 3 bonefish, and I wasn't a fisherman, and I wasn't really interested in fishing, but I was the one that caught the 3 bonefish.
Yeah, me and my father, we didn't catch one.
And what did your father say? Beginner's luck.
Beginner's luck.
Yeah, and of course, back in those days, they used to eat the bonefish, but now you can't. It's against the law. You've got to toss it back. So we did that, and then I think the other thing that the next thing was the party. Well, George and Roz, our friends,
had a party for us.
Party at Cartwright's, because George was a Cartwright, and we went down to his parents' house. Well, they had the party in the kitchen, thatch kitchen, like your parents. Yeah. And Roz, they don't live there, but they've got a second home there now. And she's put a lovely red and white checked tablecloth on the table. I think they had some flowers too. They put some flowers out. Yeah. And it was so nice and such fun. And served us
mutton.
Typical
Long Island
meal. Yes. Yeah. And the sides, the fixings and so on like that. Yeah. And so that was really nice. And then I know one thing we did do was we walked down to a lovely restaurant, a little restaurant, native restaurant.
Scrubhill, Kentucky Springs.
Yes.
Which is
really nice guy that ran it. Do you remember his name?
Melvin Burris.
Ah, yes.
And Doc, they used to call him Doc.
Okay.
Dr. Mel.
Yeah. And was it 4 miles there and 4 miles back?
It's about either between 3 and 4 miles.
Yeah.
There and back.
Then
back again.
And hardly any cars on the roads.
It could be 3 miles.
Yeah.
Could be 3 or 4 miles.
No street lights, of course.
No.
And what else did we do while we were down there? But we had a lovely time, and everyone was so
I
nice.
think we went to the beach.
Oh yeah, we would have gone to the beach. The
Yeah.
beaches on Long Island are beautiful,
Yeah.
and we had a really nice time. And I guess then we came back. And I had fallen.
We got engaged.
Well, no, we were already engaged.
You were
That's
engaged,
why we
sorry,
went
you
down
got
there.
it,
That was
yeah.
our celebration, our
Right.
engagement, and we had the engagement party down there. And well, that was
And we
lovely
started
visit.
making plans for the wedding.
And yes, we'd already opened a bank account, which
Yeah.
was a joint account that we had to each sign on,
That's
which
right.
we changed when we got married. It was once we got married, it was either or to sign.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't say
We
before
never had separate bank accounts.
No, but one thing I forgot to say before I talked about Long Island was that I had to. We used to go to St. George's Church.
Yeah, right.
Tell them
But
about
the-
that.
Yeah,
When we got
in,
engaged.
I used to live over the hill in Collins, Seven Terrace.
Nassau,
Seven
yeah.
Terrace,
Yeah.
Centerville.
Yeah.
And so, even when I lived in Peardale, we used to go to St. George's Church, it's the nearest church. So,
So we started
we
attending
started
that.
going, yeah.
But we decided to choose St. Anne's Church, Box Hill, to get married in because it reminded you of a Long Island church and it reminded me of a British church.
Because
English church.
I think it's Father Cooper, he wasn't available.
Ah,
marry us.
I see. Okay, that as
Um,
well.
Yeah,
Alright.
so, not on that date, so he suggested St. Anne's.
Yes, and it's a really pretty church.
Yeah.
So I was christened in the Church of Scotland and attended the Church of England, but I'd never been confirmed. So they said I had to get confirmed before we could get married.
Right.
And so I went to Father King at King? King,
Confirmation class.
for confirmation classes, which were not that interesting because I was more interested in going out and having a lovely time with
Yeah.
you. But anyway, I stuck it. And then, would you imagine, because your father, he was a lay
He was a lay reader in the church.
in the church on Long Island.
And him and I, when he came down, we used to go to the Bishop's Palace for communion early in the morning sometimes. And so I knew him, and so he would confirm us there at the Bishop's Palace.
So he
So he confirmed you.
me, yes, confirmed me in the Bishop's Palace.
Palace.
That was Bishop Markham.
Markham,
So,
yeah.
yeah. So I got confirmed there before we got married. And so that was just a little aside I was going to tell you about. But the trip to Long Island was fabulous.
Yeah.
The weather was beautiful. The scenery was beautiful. Your parents'
People
property
were-
was
people
beautiful.
were
The people
beautiful.
were lovely. Oh, everyone was so nice. And so when we went back to Nassau, I had fallen in love with Long Island and the Long Island people, and we visited them many times after that. And so that is really all we can tell you, I think, about our engagement. And the next episode will be the marriage.
Yeah.
I think
right.
it will. Yeah. Okay. And so please do follow us and like and share our story so you won't miss any episodes. And thank you very much for listening to us.
Thank you.
Okay.
And we hope to give you more information.
Oh yeah, there'll be much more to
Much
come.
more to come.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening and watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye.